So the program that I decided to use for my discussion, the assignment was Foundations. And since I can't be there for the discussion, I'm just going to talk with you about some of the things that I have in my classroom. So first, for Foundations, we start with these large sound cards, which we use every day, which have the letter, the picture, and the sound on them. We also use our standard card chart for different things. The kids can come up here and they point to the letter and they recite to the whole class the letter, the picture, and the sound. We also have this vowel extension poster where we hold the vowel all the way along this dotted line. We also have here, this is our tablet. So when we are skywriting at the beginning of the year and we're first starting to learn new letters, we will practice with the lines. We have the sky line, the plane line, the grass line, and the worm line. And we use those lines to help us with our letter formation. And we skywrite them with our fingers. We stand up, we stretch out, and we skywrite them. And we have this letter formation guide, which tells you all of the steps that you need to take to form the letters properly. And you recite them. So as they are skywriting, they're echoing me. So I would say point to the skyline, and they would echo and say point to the skyline, and they would be pointing as they're speaking. So it's very kinesthetic and multimodal, and they're doing all these different things all together to help them retain the information better. It also helps L students and other students who are first learning the language. Over here, we have our letter formation chart. So all the different kinds of lines, like plain line round letters, plain line letters, and how we form them and how they should look properly on the Foundations lines. This is just the basic keywords chart. We also have an alphabet up at the top of the classroom that they can use. And we also have here their name tags, which have the alphabet and the picture across the top. They're name strips. So while they are working, they're able to use the letters and the sounds to help them. Whenever they're stuck or whenever they need letters, they also use that for writing. And then now I'm going to show you some of the student materials that they can use. So they have a little Foundations baggie, and there are different things that we do for Foundations. Each lesson is different. So at the beginning of the year, they have a student workbook where they are tracing letters with their fingers. They were repeating, they're echoing me, tracing letters with their fingers, and then they get a chance to color in the keyword that matches with the letter. And then as you get through the year, they start to do the capital and the lowercase letters. We start with just lowercase, and then we get into capital. Then once that book is finished, we also have other things that we do. So the first thing is this tablet. It has all the correct Foundations lines. And when they are writing on this tablet, they're also echoing what we're saying, and they're writing words, or they're doing letters. So in Foundations, when we are spelling words, we tap them out. So if I want to write the word cat, I would need to tap k, a, t. And I need to spell one letter for each of the sounds that I tapped. And I need to use my proper letter formation. So k, a, t would be cat, okay? Then we also do letter formation. So if I'm writing a T, I would tell them point to the the skyline. They would point to the skyline. They would go down to the grass line, and then they cross at the plane line. And they're echoing me and writing it together. And then they're practicing a little bit independently. So that's how we use Foundations for writing. And for reading, we do a little bit of tapping also with the standard sound cards, which I showed you before, the smaller cards. We'll put them up together at the top, and we have to tap and blend. So if my word says mat, we have to tap at mat, and we have to blend it together. Then we work on some letter sound manipulation, where we'll take away the add in a s, what's my word, things like that, which will help them also with reading stuff. The last thing that they have is a magnet board. While they're using this magnet board, they're looking at letters and they're matching it to the sounds up here. So if I'm saying ah, they need to be able to find the letter that says ah and match it. We also now, since it's later in the year, we do spelling on here too. So if I want them to spell me the word hat, at, they have to find all the letters and put them up here in the box. And the last thing that we do on here is putting the letters in alphabetical order, just to help them with like their letter knowledge and their better understanding of the letters. So those are all the different student materials that they have. I showed you the teacher materials earlier, and this is just a great program I found in my classroom with reading. I found that a lot of my students currently are reading at or above reading level. I only have 4 students below level, 2 of which are getting services for as English language learners. Also, one of those students who is an English language learner just came to my classroom at the end of January from the Dominican Republic. He's still learning how to speak English, and he is able to tap and spell out words during Fundations just because of how we use the letter sound cards, and he's able to make those connections much quicker, much easier. And because of the things that we do, you can remember the sounds better when you're touching your fingertips. They're constantly echoing. It's very interactive, and it definitely has helped my students this year with reading improvements as well as with writing. Please let me know if you have any questions.